What's up, my friends? I hope you don't mind. I'm going to put some videos from the car. From what I understand, this is a new genre of talking, but that's not necessarily why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I'm busy, and I still like making these videos. I still enjoy talking about diet and training. I don't know if I have anything valuable to say, but I certainly enjoy talking about it. So if you don't know who I am, by the way, I'm Dr. Jason Miller. I throw the doctor in there just because that seems to give me some credibility, but I don't think that highly of myself just because I have a doctor. So I'm a fake doctor. I'm a PhD. I'm not an MD. So I can't save your life, as I have said in the past, unless it's using the barbell or maybe to have you eat more vegetables. But I wanted to talk today about this new video format, and the reason I'm doing it is the topic of this video, which is time. I don't have time to sit in front of a computer anymore and to do these videos. I may in the future, but I don't right now. But I want to keep making them. And so, working with clients, this is one of the greatest challenges. And if you're a working mom, which is a very common client that I work with, or a working dad trying to build a career, all of the above, right? Time is a challenge. And obviously, our health then at times can take a back seat. Now, I'm also not one that I think there's this obsession sometimes with, I got to take care of myself. Well, as a dad, there's times I don't have time to take care of myself the way I would like to, whatever that means. I need to spend time with my kids. I need to spend time with my wife. Like that, I need to do those things first. And that needs to happen. I'm not going to tell my kids, hold on, daddy needs to sit in the quiet for 25 minutes. I can't play with you tonight. I'm not going to do that. And I believe most of you don't do that either. And so, well, what does that mean then? What do we have left then for trying to take care of ourselves health wise? And here's what I want to get at with this video. This is encouragement. It's not that hard. Okay. Now, let me qualify that. The first couple steps that you take might be the most challenging. But in getting healthy, I'm not talking about getting shredded or hitting a PR. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about getting healthy now. Okay, and on the road to losing weight, if that's something you want to do, it's not that difficult. And the reason is that if you're just starting out, it won't take much to tip the scale, no pun intended, in your favor. Okay, so if you've been doing close to nothing, anything is going to help. And again, the good news is it doesn't have to be a lot. And so the mindset of how to lose weight and how to get healthy, I want to encourage you that, and we're coming, the time of making this video, it's February. A lot of people are coming out of the hardcore time, and reality is going to set in the next month or so, and the gym's going to be a little bit harder to go to. Man, I'd really miss cheeseburgers, those type of things. That this is a good time then, maybe if you haven't engaged in that, that's great. But if you have, is to say, well, okay, that wasn't realistic. Okay, what is realistic? Okay, and so here's some simple things I want to just give you today that for you to get started. And some of these are not, you're like, oh, I already know that, but some of them may not seem as obvious, right? And I'm going to keep them really simple, okay? Really simple, because when you're first starting out, you don't need all the meticulous, fine tuning, and you don't need to calculate everything to the, and now if you like doing that, great, but if you don't need to do all those things necessarily initially, okay? So, first thing, in terms of diet, keep it simple. Add 50 grams of protein during the day. Who cares when you do it? Just add it. If you haven't been paying attention to your protein intake, it's likely below 100 grams. Add 50 grams. Pick something that you can do that with. Okay, and obviously try to pick something that is a little bit more on the health spectrum. Not less fast food meat, and more towards something that would be like a chicken breast, even to start with, even though it's not the best because it's high in sodium, even some lunch meat or something like that. Okay, granted there are some. I'm not talking. Usually the deli cut is the best, but even then it has a lot of sodium. So I'm not advocating that this is a health food. I'm just saying initially, 50 grams of protein. Okay. Number two, eat 2 servings of vegetables or fruit per day. If you are already doing that, add 2 servings of fruits and either one. Pick one. You're like, I don't like fruit. Cool, eat vegetables. I don't like vegetables. Cool, eat fruit. Of those 2 groups, you can find something to eat that you enjoy. Whatever it is, don't worry about what it is. Okay, well, I hear carrots. I have a lot of, who cares? Eat the carrots. You like them? Eat them. Okay, 2 servings. All right, 2 servings. Again, servings can be argued over. All right. eat a half a cup, like a big handful, even just to start. We'll call it, that's not necessarily a serving all the time, but we'll call it that. Just add those 2 things a day. That's it. Start there with diet wise. Okay. Training wise, if you have access to a gym, even if it's a home gym, pick 2 resistance training exercises and do 3 sets of those exercises. That's it. If that's all you have time for. And I realize that, I'm driving home, it's not worth me to stop and do, okay. So here's the deal. If you're driving past the gym anyway and you're not stopping at all, it would be better for you to stop and even be that person in your work clothes, if they're clothes you can move around in, and you go in and do it, or just quickly slip on a pair of shorts and what, don't have to be super fancy here. Go in and hit 2 exercises in the gym. Now, this exercise selection it should hopefully be something that's a compound movement. Get yourself warmed up and do, if you don't know how to, don't squat if you don't know how, but like a leg press, okay? Smith machine, whatever. Watch some videos, YouTube videos on that. Keep it simple. 2 exercises, 3 sets. How long does that take you? What you'll probably find is you're there, you're like, well, I'll do one more exercise. Okay. If you're in a home gym situation, even easier. Okay. You can wear whatever you want and whatever's comfortable and go down. I don't even care if you're wearing your work clothes. I don't, just get 2 exercises in, preferably ones that are more compound movements. If you can't, if you're at let's say the commercial gym and you want to do a leg extension for the day, do it. That simple. Okay. Try to do that 3 times in a week. Okay. So there's that. Now, the other part is going to be a lot easier if you don't have gym access yet or anything like that. Okay. And it's one that isn't a shocker to start with, and that's just get 5,000 steps in to start. If you've gotten more in, obviously 10,000 is the goal. 6,000 is often thrown around as kind of this bare minimum. But if you haven't been doing anything, shoot for 5,000. Now, how can you get these steps in? Okay. If weather is something an issue or whatever. Okay. Really simple things like parking your car further away. Okay. When you go to the grocery store, okay, take a roundabout way to where you need to go. This sounds silly, but learn to enjoy moving. All right. Obviously, go outside and walk if you can. Do something you enjoy, right, when you're walking. If you have kids, play with them. It's amazing how many calories you burn. All right. So it can be something that simple to begin. I know that's not real profound, but what you can then add to that is body weight anytime. And this is what I mean by that. You could be a remote worker at home and get up and bust out 10 air squats. Okay? You could be in your office and close the door and bust out 10 air squats. You could be on your way in from the garage and bust out 10 air squats. I was inspired by this. This is not anything great, I realize, but by my kids. If you watch kids' moves, they don't just saunter in and my kids are like sprinting and jumping and okay, so what I'm getting at is how can I reasonably add movement without being ridiculous? How can I add movement to what I do every day? If I did 10 air squats, all right, at 3 different moments during the day, just busted even if I did 6 to start with, how much more movement is that? How much more potential, if you haven't been doing anything, how much muscle mass retention or maybe even growth potentially, at least when you're starting out, could that result from that? Again, that sounds ridiculous, but what I'm getting is we're so sedentary, and at times I have a longer drive now. I can be so sedentary, and if I really didn't try, I could probably get easily under 1,000 steps a day. Easily. Okay? And so the bad news is we're not very active. We might not be as active. The good news is that means we have a big ceiling. Okay? So adding even just a little bit is going to make a significant difference. I realize this video is not for everybody. Some of you are out there blasting and working hard already, but I work with a lot of people who are starting out and a lot of times are ready to dive into something bigger. They've carved out time. But there's going to be times when you don't have the time to train. I'll go back to probably the most stretched group I work with, which are working moms. Okay, 3 kids, 1 to 3 kids, maybe more. I have a mom that has 5 right now, and most of them are little bitties, and she works as a healthcare professional. Okay, there's going to be times when you cannot train hard, or maybe at all. All right, but could you make time to get a little walk in? Could you make time she happens to have some dumbbells at home. Could you make time to do 2 exercises 3 days a week just to even get something going? Yeah, you could probably make time for that. If you have enough time to sit down and play bubble pop on your phone or whatever, You probably have 15, 20 minutes to just go bust out some stuff real quick. And if you want to play Bubble Pop in between, I have no, there's a game called Bubble Pop, in between sets, then knock yourself out. But the point is, there are little points of time. The commitment to get healthy and even lose weight doesn't have to be this big orchestrated thing to start. As you get going and you have goals that change, you might need some more direction. You might need a little bit more of a program. But initially, keep it really simple. All right, I hope that's helpful. Maybe it's just a ramble. I don't know. I'm going to put out some more videos in the future, like maybe even tomorrow, talking about other topics. If you're more advanced in your training, I'll talk about some of those things. And even if I can, maybe I'll do some research reviews every once in a while as well, book reviews. There's a couple books I read recently that I'd like to share with y'all. I might do that as well. So otherwise, I will see you guys maybe in the gym. If you probably won't though. But if we will live close together, I would say I'll see you in the gym. So that would be really cool. See y'all later.